Vážené
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome at camp at the ceremony of announcing the winner of the new terminal or the new train station competition. When you arrive to Prague, this is the very place that you see for the first time when you enter Prague, and when you leave Prague, it's also the place where you go. But it's not just the terminal hall, it's also the Sherwood Park, and it is also one of the least favorite places in Prague, and everybody knows it, but nobody wants to spend their free time there. It's a place that really needs a facelift. And the capital city of Prague and the railway administration agreed to coordinate the project of a new terminal hall and revitalization of the park, and they agreed to communicate and to create one platform to facilitate creating this wonderful welcoming point. Today we are going to hear the first three of the top three designs, and we will see the winning design. I would now pass the floor to the mayor of the capital city of Prague, Mr. Bohuslav Svoboda, to join me in saying a couple of words by way of introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, the Prague train station Hlavák was also called Franz Josef Bahnhof. But whatever way you call it, it is a term. And the building really is the place that welcomes daily more than 70,000 people. And it is a true gateway to Prague. Prague is a beautiful city. I think the most beautiful city in Europe. And the train station should be in line with that. And I'm very happy that we are trying to do our best to make sure this will happen. The Art Nouveau building, the Fantova building, is one of the most beautiful Art Nouveau buildings in Prague. And it should again be seen as a jewel of architecture of Prague, which truly is the crown with many jewels. The main train station has a rich history. Tomáš Garrigue Masaryk arrived to Prague to this point. Thomas Alva Edison, Charlie Chaplin, Sir Winston, from this train station, was sending the Jewish children and saving Winton, saving dozens of them. I would be very happy to see the history continue. And I'm very happy that thanks to the designs that we will have again a building that is truly one of the jewels in the crown, in the crown of Prague, so that everybody who comes can enjoy looking at this place. And when you leave Prague, you are sorry for leaving such a beautiful place. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And now the Director of the Railroad Administration, Jiří Svoboda. Good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, what to say about the main train station? This is the top location in Prague, and this is the very way we should treat it. We already started by some renovations in the Fantova building. This Saturday and Sunday there will be inauguration of some of the premises that have been renovated. And today we're going to see what is it going to look like, the train station. The comprehensive renovation of the new terminal hall meant 3 years of intensive preparatory work in cooperation with the capital city of Prague, the Prague Transit Company and the IPR, together with dozens of experts. And the result, I think, is really worth it. The location is important not only from the perspective of the train or the railroad, transport, but it also had it is really important in so many other ways. And I would be very happy to see a very important cultural place. I am there every day for 17 years already, and I'm frequently thinking about how to uplift this place, how to upgrade it. And I truly believe that the winning design will do the very thing. It will uplift the place, and I think that Prague is indeed the most beautiful capital city in Europe, and the winning design will improve it even further. Thank you. Thank you. And now, because we have a competitive dialogue and we're talking about the competition design or entries, we have Jaroslav Vertik, the head of the committee. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the chair of the committee in this process of the competitive dialogue. The process started back in 2020 when the capital city of Prague commissioned the IPR to prepare the background materials for the new positioning of the tram line and the renovation of the park, and then the competition was prepared, and it included also already the new terminal hall, considering the context of the many changes that are happening now in Prague, such as the changes of the Prague Magistrala in front of the Fantova building. It was clear it was going to be a very difficult process. There were many ambitions in terms of urban planning, architecture, and also landscaping, and also in terms of transportation. And to bring all these aspects into one whole, that was our ambition, and I was thinking that the synergy should have an adequate harmonious result. Now I'm very happy that thanks to all of my colleagues, we had 27 voting members, and thanks to cooperation with experts who were available to us, there were 68 of them, and thanks to the preparation of the competition by professional teams, we can finally present the result of this competition, which really is is of high quality in every aspect.
Thank you. These were the introductory words. Now we know what to expect and about the competitive dialogue, what it means, and for the future of Prague. Now, let's have a look at the prices and the competition, how they have been evaluated and what positions they received in the dialogue. So now we would like to inform you who is going to win the third prize. And I will do it together with Petr Witovsky, who is the director of the Prague Public Transport Company, and Petr Vajnicek, who is also from Správa železnic. Good evening. I am very glad that you joined us tonight. I would like to ask one question. Today we talk about tram routes. There will be a new tram route just in front of the railway station. That's a new thing, but it's not really that long because there used to be a train line sometime in 1934. But the past decades did not really show this could come back. But talking from your two institutions from that direction, what impact does the tram track have? What does it mean for the tram network in Prague? What does it also mean for the whole transport connection? I will start for us it's not just that it's going to be more beautiful, but the tram track is really sensitively integrated into the concept, and it helps us to have other directions or more tram tracks in the center of Prague. But it's also important to remember that we are very happy that the design makes it possible that we can easier connect also the new metro line, Metro D, because sometime in the future we should build Metro D. And for Sprawa Železnic, we just in front of the building, the tram stop, we expect that it's to be more attractive to use the train station. So there will be a connection of the city center with the railway station, because now you have to always walk through the park, which makes it a bit more complicated. So let's see who got the third prize. Mr. Witowski, could you please read out the name on the third, who won the third place? On the third place, it's the team Re-Architectie, Baukuch and Yellow Office.
If they join us, congratulations. Na fotografii. Tak, poprosím fotografa.
I will ask the photographer to take a picture, please, so we have something to remember.
Děkujeme mnohokrát.
Thank you once again and congratulations.
Tak to bylo.
So that was the third place. Of course, later on during the exhibition, you can have a look at the design. I will invite you to that later. But let's talk about the second place. I'm inviting Pavel Pajda, excuse me. He is also from Sprawa Železnic, from the Department of Modernization, and Zdeněk Grzyb, who is Vice Mayor of Prague.
Krátká otázka.
Short question to you. I would like to know if we talk about transportation, because, well, we heard it repeatedly. It's really a hub. It is used by thousands of people daily just to reach to Prague. And there are many tracks that are used via Prague, and many people use it on a daily basis. It's really an important hub. And the role should be even stronger and be strengthened. And it should also grow. So what do you expect, and what do you wish also for Prague? What does it change, and what does it also mean for Sprawa Železnic? How much will the capacity grow? What does the Prague railway station going to mean for us in the near future? Thank you. Good evening. It has been mentioned already that there will be tram tracks right in front of the terminal hall, which means this is not the final step, but there will also be a high-speed track for trains. Then there should also be the connection of rail tracks that's going to be under the earth. So it's gonna be orgies, so to say, of tracks. So it's going to be a very modern, combined terminal for transportation in the center of Prague, and I think that's something the city center deserves. And I would not say that it's just the railway station with tracks, but there will be other modes of transportation. And that was also which is important. We should also respect cycling or walking, because walking is also a way of transportation. So we really want people to walk around the park. Thank you. I do not hope any orgies to have there, actually, to be honest, but we would like to have a higher capacity of railway transportation on the most important railway station in the country, which is Prague. And that also means that we would like to have that so-called new connection too. The deputy mayor said it. It's about the high-speed line which should lead to Prague, and there should be a higher capacity of regional trains. And thanks to that connection, thanks of these all modes of transportation, there should be more than 200,000 people per day. So that shows the importance of the railway station that just deserves a modern solution. Thank you, gentlemen. Please open the envelope and tell us who is the team who won, who is on second place. On second place, it's the team Miralles Tayebov and OCA Architects. It's Miralles Tayebov and OCA Architects.
So if we have team representatives here in camp, I would like to ask them if they will join us. Mnohokrát gratulujeme.
Congratulations once again. We had third and second place. And of course, we're all looking forward to what's coming next. But I don't want to excite you too much, but it's important to mention what led to the decision, because it's very difficult to make that decision. And if you are going to see the different things, then I would like to ask Jaroslav Vertik, who was the head of the committee, maybe if I have a look at the exhibition and I like to see it through your eyes as the jury or committee, what was the decisive argument or the approach that you said, this is the future of Prague railway station. That is something that is going to put Prague forward. What was interesting is that we agreed on the perspectives and genres because we, as part of the jury or committee, and this model really won with a majority, and it shows the quality in an urbanistic, architectural way, but also from on other levels. And we were just really amazed by it. There was some kind of magic of something unique. If you have somebody, if somebody's doing his surgery, he's just cutting off things. But if an architect wants to solve a problem, he's building new buildings or constructing new buildings. But here, they focused on the core of the problem and tried to remove the problem. They rather reduced than build something, but that's how they created quality and an added value. I think that's what is a paradox in a certain sense, but that was something what was a fascination and how it's possible to change the environment. Thank you. So now let's get to the first place. And I would like to invite Petr Hlaváček, Deputy Mayor, and then Petr Hofhansel, who is the Director of Správa železnic Západ, West. Good evening. I prepared a question. It's not about knots and transportation capacities, but it's about symbols. The main station exists with us in Prague for many years. It went through many changes. It has a different meaning for everyone. There have been also dramatic changes. You can watch it in movies, but also in historical events in the history of Czechoslovakia and the Czech Republic. But what is the symbol of the main station? From the perspective of Správa železnic, because it's a symbol for that important organization, also from the perspective of the city of Prague, because there has been a different group of state. So what should we take with us what does the history of the railway station actually mean for our future. For us as Správa železnic, it's really the history of Prague railway station. It's really important. We really respect it. We try to connect with the history and continue with it. And if we look at the old hall, or it's the Fanta building that is just being reconstructed, and also the new terminal hall, that all creates one unique piece. And Prague railway station, I think I can say, it's a flagship regarding Prague. Regarding railway stations in the whole country. We try to see it from different perspectives, from travelers who are commuting, who arrive from foreign countries, etc. It's just an entrance to the city of Prague. And also about international connections. It's an entrance to the country, to the Czech Republic. So it's really something binding, because we would like to fulfill all expectations. Especially we need more capacities. Some numbers have been mentioned. We would like to the capacity should be 2.5 times higher. We also need to get the trains in there, but we also need to make sure that all travelers can easily, safely, and quickly get to other modes of transportation once they arrive there, or they just walk around in the area or surroundings. So that's what we respect, and that's why we had this architectural competition, and to look to the future but respect the past. Mr. Vice Mayor, let's say that among architects is the information that Corbusier, the architect, came to Prague, and he said 2 sentences. Maybe he said more, but 2 have been documented, that Prague is a city of unfinished compositions, and the only architecture you can find in Prague is Prague main station. So I'd be glad if with our work and also with that competition and also other competitions and other works, we join our part, that this should not be the truth. Wow, nicely said, nicely put. Mr. Vice Mayor, do you have the envelope? Where is it? I would ask to find the envelope. You just wanted to trick me, right? So please tell us the name of the team and who is the winner, and we will afterwards see a short movie. So who won the first prize? Thank you. We are both better, so it's the 2 of us who can say it. The first place goes to to Henning Larsen and Rambol.
Než vítěznému týmu pogratulujeme.
Before we congratulate the team, we would like to see a short video.
A já poprosím oba pány a taky vítězný tým.
And now I would like to ask the winning team to join us so that we can congratulate them.
Congratulations. So I'll ask you for a picture. Done. Great. So congratulations. And I have first question for you. There is a microphone. You're bringing us a change, a promise of change. If I would imagine that I will work in 10 years to the main station, I will decide to travel somewhere. What do you want me to feel about the main station, about the surroundings of Vrchlického sady? What is your wish?
I really, really wish from the bottom of our hearts here that you would feel at home. And when you're at home, you feel safe, you feel inspired, you feel enlightening. This is where you take your dearest friends, your family, on a travel. This is where you relax and enjoy life. This is where you can say create lifetime memories that you will carry on for many, many years. So in many ways, I would say no matter whether you are outside or you're inside, you're on a quick journey, you are on a stay, home, and comfortable and quality of life. That's what I hope that you will think. And I hope to see you we hope to see you in 10 years' time and feel good.
We're all looking forward to it. I will ask you for a few steps in front for a picture because there is a projection. So I want you to have a nice picture from this evening. It's your evening. So please, once again. Thank you very much. Henning Glassen and Rambol. And Jakob, I will ask you for your short lecture about the design of the main station for Prague. Jakob Kurek.
Hopefully you not all went to the bar already. But thank you very much. It's a really, really big day for Henning Larsen, Rambøll and A8000. It's been a long journey. Not only for this dialogue competition. I actually stood here 6 years ago. I was doing a lecture where I was talking about designing with context. I was talking about that beauty comes with lasting impact. So many ways you could say, then have the opportunity to come back here and do a smaller talk, but even a better talk. So I can safely say that I thought I'd have had really good days in my life so far, but this is beyond of what I could imagine. So thanks a lot for believing in what the team has done, and we would love to share how we have thought and how we have been squeezing our minds the last months, if not years. We are going to be talking about a station, but a station is commuting, moving backward and forward, and also said this, you're saying goodbye to your beloved friends or your family, but you're receiving them and coming back and so on. But a station today, a modern station, is really much more than a station. It's really about creating a place. And it's a big screen, so we'll move a little bit here. Creating these places where people like to meet, socialize, interact, feel comfortable, enjoying the architecture, the materiality, the urban fabric. It's about relaxing, enjoying the biodiversity, the nature in a park. Sometimes the sun even shines in Denmark, and so we find the places where to find the shade and enjoy the friends and so on. But it's also about creating a destination, a place that you would like to keep coming back to, a place that keeps you giving you memories from many ways. We're not talking about landmark. We're talking about a gateway. It's a portal for how we build up experiences, journeys, expectations, short-term, long-term, and so on. It's also about talking about future mobility, getting out of the cars, starting to commute with the public transportation, train, buses, trams, hopefully also your bicycles, and take a walk. And lastly, it's also about creating immediate places, celebrating the past, creating new stories to the future. In many cases, there's many chapters that needs to be done. This is, with all these things, this is what we like to capture and unite under one roof. A roof that opens up, creates transparency, openness that gives you an easy way to navigate. It celebrates 2 decades of 2 fantastic buildings that we are carefully trying to understand, work with them, interpretation of their architectural languages from the brutalism to the Art Nouveau, but also celebrate there's no front and no back. There's only fronts to this. You can come to it, you can navigate through it, no matter where you come from. It's also creating something that is light and neutral and reflects the landscape, the trees that is around it, but also celebrates the architecture and the craftsmanship that is in the belonging of the 2 existing buildings. And finally, it's about unifying into one place. So we definitely would like to create a new type of place, a park. And we talk about the Sherwood. I'm not sure what you mean by that, because in my storytelling, the Sherwoods, they were someone who gave something back to the community. And of course, it's about creating a destination, not only because you are commuting on a daily basis, you're taking your summer vacation, going on the train, your first arrival to the place, but it's also a natural place that you will be meeting your friends and your relatives on a daily basis. A gateway that links, interacts, socializes, that create business, but also all sorts of opportunities. And also a place that gives, you can say, a direction for what future mobility is. It doesn't really matter whether you are walking, bicycling, the tram, train, bus, and so on. You're all united under one roof, one destination. And through that, it becomes a natural meeting place, the shortcut that you would like to take through the city because you know something is always happening, something you don't want to miss out on. When we look at these images here, I sincerely believe that the overarching theme has really been about creating transparency and about creating safety and a social interaction, which is something that is really, really needed in the life that we're living in today. This is how it looks today. I wouldn't say a lost opportunity, but certainly something that needs a helping hand and maybe also some fresh eyes looking at it from above, but also an opportunity to link it north, south, east, west. So it's not only thinking within the boundaries, but it's definitely thinking beyond the boundaries. And how can we turn this into an active meeting place that looks into biodiversity, nature preservation, resiliency from a landscape point of view, looking into sustainable measures in terms of new materials that are being added in carefully while celebrating and respecting the existing. That connects south to north and east to west, and without creating a front and a back. So you can say, when we talk about reconnecting or connectivity, it is really the different means of moving north-south, but also how we can link the main train station to the more historical center, and how we can link it from east to west, and so on, as it becomes a natural route walking through the city. You want to be a part of it, no matter whether you've been on the museum, or come from the western side, and so on. Now it becomes a little bit architectural. In a section, and we architects, we enjoy looking into sections. And in many ways, it says much more than what a plan or a facade does. When you actually start to deep dive into the existing building today, there are so many good elements in it. The main station, the train tracks, the bus station, the metro station. But somehow they're a little bit disconnected. They have become disconnected over time. And even in the newer buildings, in the newer building, the extensions from the 70s, there's been fewer add-ons over time there as well. That somehow also disrupts a little bit the flow and so on. So what we wanted to do is really to preserve all the good qualities. We would like to add on some qualities and then extend them beyond the station itself and include the park and even the wider community. And simply by making the connections and the interactions much more seamless, having the visual connections, the ease of move, no matter whether you come from the main station up north, walk through or walk up, it's about you walk, you're driven by light, by the interactions and sort of the sequences of space, no matter where you come from. So connecting at all levels has been really important in order to make it not only efficient, but also make it a comfortable journey. For us, there has been really some key drivers when we were kind of setting out the division. Of course, the station itself, but the fact that there's so many people coming there on a daily basis, we would like to hold on to them. We would like to give them a good experience, and a good experience not only in the station, but also in the park. So there's been three drivers in that relation, not only from the brief itself, but we were trying to elevate it a little bit more. When we talk about safety, it's really about the connectivity, opening it up, making it transparent, and then how we can activate it, not only indoor, but also outdoor. So utilizing the season. So all of a sudden, we look at the place or the station and the park as an extended living room. In terms of mobility, we wanted Prague to continue to be the frontier when it comes to connectivity and mobility in the future. So how can we add in the last mile in terms of connectivity, enhance the sustainable mobility modes, and also design for seamless flows? And finally, and not the least, the heritage itself. How can we preserve and add on and repurpose and take all the good elements and materialities, the curvatures and the dynamic, you can say, ornamentation, and bring that into the future? So in many ways, you can say we would like to design from the invisible to an inviting gateway. We would like to have the fence building, as we have called it during the design phases, to have a sister or a relative on the other side. So all of a sudden, that starts to become a dynamic into it instead of standing on its own, almost a little bit alone and empty. We would like to work with the disorientation, to work with a more distinct and intuitive wayfinding, a way to navigate through the building. You can look through the structure that we're adding in. We have opened up the existing one a little bit more, bringing the nature closer, bringing all the means of transportation closer to itself, and then unifying under this the roof itself. There's so much potential, so many opportunities, and what you see here is there for a case or for a course, and it's been there for years, but it's not something that offers safety. It's not something that gives you opportunities or you feel inspired from. So we thought that while you have all this, why not turn it into opportunities? Something that generates life and recreation and activities 24/7, and something that celebrates the seasons and appears in different ways. Something that can be added on step by step or in one stage, if that's what you want to do. Landscape in itself is something that we should preserve. There's too little of it in Europe and even in the world, but we don't want to have it in a way where it feels obstructive and doesn't, again, offer the safety as we wanted, and it's not something that is really performative in that sense. Why not do something that creates seamless flows, that creates small pockets, something that performs well, that enhances the biodiversity and nature reservation? And again, you are using it where there is a good balance between hardscape and softscape, so we can move fast during the winter season without having mud up to our knees. And at the same time, we have the lush and green nature where we want it to be, and we can utilize it during the good seasons of the year. So in many ways, we want also to turn a disconnected park into an inviting destination, also when you're coming from this side. So really, so it becomes an enrichment and empowerment of the wider community, an easy flow and easy access, no matter whether you're taking the bus, the tram, the metro, or the trains to further to the back to this image. And lift it up and look a little bit more optimistic and celebrates the 2 decades of architecture. In many ways, it feels a little bit introvert. It helps the building itself. It helps a little bit when it starts to lit up from the inside. Then it becomes more transparent and more present in its space. But it's mainly driven by the cars and the car park itself. So we really want to open up and celebrate it. Something that is more, you can say, more proud, more intuitive, and more dynamic. So this is what we're proposing. In terms of the plaza itself, if you look at the central part of the project, something that interacts, we're spilling out the existing pavement and materialities that is from inside of the building. We're extending that out south and also to the north. More commuting space, more hardscape to this side in the center of it. Here you have the 3 different atmospheres up from the main street, the new tram line that is where we have kind of gently pushed the proposed line so it becomes a part of the wider station, and also how you see the transition between the different levels and connecting to the city. If you go more to the western part of the park itself, we see that more being lush and green and more active. Examples of it here. Here you can also see how we're proposing to open up the facade along there, so to activate the frontage instead of having a solid enclosed walls. Different events, spaces for events and happenings and so on. But still, you can rest and relax, or you can take the paved areas up to the station or even beyond. But still, you still also in this view here, you can start to see the Fanta building and the new extension to it, celebrating also the 70s building. So we try to create this family relation between the 3. Coming from the east, this is where, or from the eastern side of it, we call it more the cultural zone. So this is where you can be notching the different seasons of the year, celebrating the seasons as such, if the snow comes as well. But again, using the unifying roof as a navigator, the Fanta building, and the wider community as well. But always a clear wayfinding and navigating throughout the project. So you can say, overall, we like to propose a wood, a structure, a unifying roof made out of wood that actually stands on the existing columns that are there today. We unified by the terminal, the Fantova building, the parks to the east and to the west. By utilizing and understanding and have done a deeply research into what's there already, so celebrating you can say the heritage and the legacy, taking the design language forward in terms of its colors, curvatures, dynamics, and so on, but also its craftsmanship and its detailing and so on. But of course also taking the park into that, to the overall thinking, not enhancing the park itself, but also how we are kind of creating the unifying roof as such. It must be a big project since it takes, yeah, here it goes. And here's here the main space from the park that connects into the metro and the train stations, how we're extending the pavement further out, how we're extending the new retail in 2 floors, opening up and create the transparency across the floors, and this big unifying stair that links the different levels together. Different moods throughout the different seasons that hopefully will make everybody at home. Now there should be a quick walkthrough. And that slide is about saying a big thanks to all of you who believed in what we proposed over the series of workshops. It was a very inspirational and very constructive process. There's been a little bit of arm wrestling, but only for the better. You have a team sits here that is very honored, very privileged, and are full of energy and ideas to turn this vision into reality. Thank you very much.
Of course, now there's only one thing I can do. That means to say thank you to everyone who was involved and was in this competitive dialogue, that team, because that is really a task and it requires a lot of work, a lot of patience to get to the core of the problem. So thank you to everyone who participated, and thank you to that what you saw, and then hopefully in the upcoming of years we will see it, and this is all going to be our final destination. And now I would like to ask you to get to know the results of the competitive dialogue better. There will be a short exhibition in the white room where you can see the first three places. You could see their drafts, and please have a look. And if there are representatives of the media, please join us to the amphitheater, because there will be a press conference with everyone. So thank you for this wonderful evening. It was a pleasure to be with us. Thank you. I'm very happy that we could meet up together, and I think it's not the last time that we saw that Prague is approaching to the future. So thank you for your attention. Thank you for being here, and have a nice evening.